What is up, gamers? It is Will777JP, and we are back with another top three from my collection, row 15. So we've been through, starting with the PS4, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, row 7, row 8, row 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and now 15. So for those of you guys that are new, I like to do this series where I pick a top three of each row from my collection, and right now we're doing row 15. So it's one of my favorite videos of the week to make because I get to talk about the games that I really like out of that row. So I also pick games that I have beaten, right? If I haven't beaten the game, I obviously don't pick it because I haven't got to the end. But this week, it's going to be a pretty good week, man. Some of the games that I'm going to pick were very impactful to me. And not just impactful, but they opened up a whole genre for me. So stay tuned to hear about that. But first, I want to say thank you so much for being here. All your support has been tremendous. You guys have been crazy, crazy supportive. We are at 1,100 subscribers, y'all. Blowing my mind each and every time with the support. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. It really does help out a ton. And if you want to support the channel more than hitting like and sharing and commenting, there is a thank you button. It is the shape of a heart right next to the subscribe button where you can donate to the channel, and every single dollar that we make is going to go right back into the channel, whether it's upgrading recording equipment, editing software, buying more games so we can test them, the whole shebang. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's get into it. So row 4 or 15, right? We did row 14 last week. Last week we had games Outcast in my top three, Metro Exodus, right? We had that in there. So Power Wash Simulator. But this week, it's going to be a different flavor, different swag. So let's start first by going through the collection itself and seeing what's part of this row right here. So the very first one that we have is Quantum Error. Then we have Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Then we have Remnant. Well, Remnant 2 to be exact. Then we have Resident Evil 4. Then we have Resident Evil Village, also known as Resident Evil 8. We have Halloween, Ash vs. Evil Dead, Retro Realms double feature. We have Returnal. We have Rise of Ronin. We have Riders Republic. We have Rift Breaker. We have Saga of Sins. We have Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Saints Row. We have Sandland. I'm sorry, I'm not saying much about these games. I just don't want to give away what my top three are. Scarlet Nexus. Scars Above. We have Scorn. Self-Loss. Shadow of the Damned. And then last but not least, Sifu. So pretty solid row, man. This is actually a really, really good row. And this row was actually difficult in picking my top three because not only is this row really good, in my opinion, but I've also beaten a lot of these games. So Ratchet and Clank I beat, Remnant, Resident Evil, Returnal I haven't beaten, but I got to the third biome. Rift Breaker, Saga of Sins, Sackboy. I'm not done with Sandland yet. Scars Above. Self Loss, and Sifu. So I've beaten a lot of these games, but I played all of these games, right? Nope, I have not played Shadow of the Damned yet. Scarlet Nexus, I played a little bit on it from on Xbox, but that's about it. Everything else I finished. So at the end of my top three, and by the way, I picked my top three because of different reasons, whether it's story or a combination of things: story, art style, gameplay, music. I mean, the whole 9 yards, right? But I'm also going to give you guys a couple honorable mentions. Now, last time I asked you guys to play a little quiz with me. Which do you think will be my top three out of these games right here? Which ones do you think will be my top three? And also, which ones are your top three? We talk about my top three all the time, but which are yours in this row? Which ones are your top three? Which games would you pick that would be the best to you? I want to see that in the comment section. I want to see what type of the different games that people like, right? It's just interesting to me. So let me know in the comment section down below which of these are your top three. And if you want to play the game of guessing which ones are my top three, that'll be cool too. Also, at the end of my top three, I'm going to be giving you some honorable mentions. And I have to give you some honorable mentions in this one because there's just so many good games in this row, in my opinion. But we're going to start with my number three. Oh man, this one is really, really hard. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, baby. Rift Apart. Rift Apart. That is my number three pick. Now, it was either going to be between this one and another one, which I'm not going to say so I don't give away the other two. But Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So I actually bought this game because I would think my son would have a good time with it. I've never really played a Ratchet and Clank game to completion. Never. I've checked them out before, but nothing. I didn't really play them for too long. So I was like, oh, this is just a kid's game. I'll get it for my son. Well, I saw my son playing it with it, and I was like, man, dude, this game looks really freaking good. The graphics look good. The art style is amazing. The colors are popping. The gameplay is super smooth. Let me check it out. Not only did I play this game and liked it, I actually got the platinum for this game. Now, sure, it wasn't a hard platinum, but for those of you guys that know me, I don't care about platinum trophies. I only try to get platinum trophies for the games that I really, really love or that are super easy, right? And not just that I really love, but also getting the platinum trophy is not hard. Because there's lots of games that I love, but the platinum trophy is a little difficult or more time than I'm willing to spend on it. But this one was easy peasy. I think it took me about 20 hours to beat Ratchet and Clank. It's such a good game, man. Such a good game. The story's pretty decent. You know, it's a Ratchet and Clank game, so nothing spectacular. But the gameplay is king in this game. The visuals are king in this game. The fact that you go through these different portals to reach these different planets and different, I don't know if they're dimensions or what, but man, such a cool premise. Super, super fast on the PS5. Like, there is no loading times in this game. And it was just a blast to play, man. It felt like when you're a kid playing a super fun game, you know, except that we get to enjoy it with PS5 graphics. But Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, if you haven't played this game, I highly, highly recommend it. I can guarantee you're going to have a good time, dude. It's really, really fun, and the shooting mechanics are really, really fun. All the different weapon types are really, really fun. And I tried going back to the last Ratchet and Clank game, the PS4 version. Let's see if I have it in here somewhere. Here it is. And it just wasn't hitting as good as this one. It just wasn't, right? So I stopped playing it. I mean, it's not a terrible game, but I'll go back into it. But man, this one right here, to me, was way better than any Ratchet and Clank I've ever played, man. So that's my number three for sure. It's Ratchet and Clank. It's a game I will always play forever. I'm so glad I have it part of my collection, dude. Because every once in a while, even if I don't play to completion, I just like spending a couple hours on it and playing it and hanging out. My number two. Now, this one was tough. This one was really tough. But my number two is Remnant 2. There's only one reason why Remnant 2 didn't make my number one, and I'll explain all of it and why I picked them in specific at the end. But Remnant 2, wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a phenomenal game. So, I played a little bit of Remnant 1, but there was something about Remnant 2 that caught my attention instantly. So, first things first. Remnant 2 came into a time in my life where I started being more social online, right? Before the PS5 gen, I didn't play no games with online co-op, nothing, right? This game came at a perfect time because I was able to play and beat this game with my boy Henry Heck. Not just that, Henry Heck and I played every single one of the DLCs, dude. We used to count down for the days that the DLC would come out. As soon as that sucker became available, we would text each other like, bro, DLC's out, bet. We would go buy it, get home from work, start playing immediately. But the thing that makes Remnant 2 special, and they call it like a Souls-like shooter, but it felt challenging, but not too hard to me, right? But the thing I really like about the game is that you're playing with friends, you guys are playing these challenging enemies, challenging boss fights, but the rewards are great. You know that once you beat this boss, you're going to get a special weapon that is going to be better than the last weapon you came in with. And I really had a good time going after bosses, going after different weapons to add to the collection, going after secrets. There are so many secrets in this game. This is a game that's procedurally generated. So even though there's four different types of levels, each level or map is procedurally generated each and every time you go in there. So even though things look the same, they are completely different. And each time there's more and more secrets you can unlock. So you can literally play this game for hundreds of hours and still find something new, which I really, really like about this game in specific, right? Because you're playing with your friends, I ended up playing with like 10 different people. And each person that I played with differently taught me something new, taught me how to get a new weapon, a new skin, a new armor, a new something, a new power every single time, bro. So this game really activated my social, awareness with gaming. It really, really did. This was a tough pick to not make at number one. And then when I get to number one, I'll explain why specifically. But man, Remnant 2 is a GOAT. When they came out with the last DLC, me and Henry, for real, were sad. We were sad that we were not going to get any more content. The DLCs were $10 a piece. We bought every single one of them, and it was just a great time, man. Remnant 2 will always be in my mind as one of the greatest times in gaming for me. Such a great game. And then my number one pick is Resident Evil Village. And you guys gonna be like, what? You got Resident Evil 4 right here. So now I'm gonna explain to you why I picked the games the way that I did. So Resident Evil Village, was it a good game to me? Yes, it was a good game. Is it the best game out of the ones that I picked? No, it is not. So then, Will, why is it your number one? Because Resident Evil did something for me that none of these games have done. Resident Evil opened me up to the horror genre in a way that I never was involved in before. And that's why it's my number one. Not saying this game was bad, because it was awesome. I had a great time. I really enjoyed Ethan. I love the story. I love the end what he does for his child. I mean, I can relate. I have my own child. I've said this numerous times before. I like horror games. Not because they're horror games and not because they're scary, but because horror games generally have a good story or an interesting story. That's why I like horror games. And once I realized that, wait a minute, this ties into Resident Evil 7. Oh, snap. I want to go play that. And I'm like, oh, Resident Evil is just a big series, which I knew, of course. Then I went back and I played all the Resident Evil games. That's why I have all the Resident Evil games. The only Resident Evil games that I haven't played is Resident Evil 1 or 0. Because the controls just suck, right? They're just that tanky control I can't deal with. And the other Resident Evil I haven't played yet is 6, which I I'm like 20% done with that game. But this opened me up to the Resident Evil, IP in a way that actually made me want to play it. And this got me into playing different horror type of games. Like Silent Hill 2. I don't think I would have played Silent Hill 2 if I would have never played Resident Evil Village. And that's why I picked it as number one. Not because it's the best game on this, but because what it did for me gaming. Now, Resident Evil 4, right? I absolutely love. But I don't think I would have picked it in my top 3 in this row anyways, because the one thing that I don't like about the Resident Evil games, which is a me problem, I understand that. It's something that everybody likes about Resident Evil, but it's like the puzzles and the going to one part of the map to get an item, to backtrack to another part of the map, to unlock the door. Like I just hate doing that. On the first playthrough, it's cool, right? Great. But doing it over and over again, like that gets annoying, right? But you can find shortcuts, stuff like that, but it's not my favorite type of thing to do. The Resident Evil games are games that I like to play once and done. Like, I don't like to go back to them at all, right? Resident Evil 4, since it is more action-based, is something that I will go back into, but getting all those levels that you have to unlock, and like, it's not my favorite thing in the world. Like, I put up with it. But those are my top 3. Let me give you guys some honorable mentions, of course. Well, I talked about Resident Evil 4, right? Obviously, I would like to recommend that one as well. Another one that I would love to recommend to you guys is, where the heck is it? Scars Above. Scars Above. I know some people are going to look at me crazy, but dude, they have this on sale right now digitally on the PS Store. And not just right now, but all the time. It's a simple game. It's a fun game. You can get it for $5. Physically, I think you can get it for like $10-15. I got this game day one. I had a blast with it. I'm one trophy away from getting the platinum, and the only reason I don't have that trophy, I believe, is because the game glitched, but I'm not going to accuse of it. I'm going to just blame myself. But man, fun game. You're basically a scientist who goes to explore in a different planet with a group of people. Something happens where you crash land to this other, alien planet, and you're trying to survive and trying to figure out what the hell's going on. It's kind of like an action-adventure type of game. I don't want to say it's open world, but it's very linear. And it was just a cool little simple game, but I do recommend it, especially for the price. It's a fun, unique type of game. So I recommended Scars Above, Resident Evil 4. What is another one? So you guys know about Returnal. Obviously, Returnal's one that's pretty fun. It's difficult, right? So I don't really recommend that one too much. But Sackboy: A Big Adventure, I definitely recommend this one as well. I have finished it. This is another game that you can play co-op with friends. It's a cool game, man. I really liked it. I know some people like the Little Big Planet series. I found that this platformer is very, very fun, man. I had a great time. I played some of it with my son. Most of the time I play with myself. There's time trials, challenges that you can do in this game. But yeah, a lot of fun in this game. It looks really, really good as well visually. And Sifu, of course, is a beastie of a game. But yeah, man, this is a pretty solid roll right here. I really enjoy a lot of them. This is Halloween, Ash vs. Evil Dead. This is for my retro game lovers out there. If you like those like 32-bit side-scrolling games, this is a blast to play. There's 2 games in one. You can play as Jason in Halloween, and then you can play as Ash in Evil Dead, and it's a side-scrolling game, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. So if you're a retro guy, this is it for you. This is what the inside looks like. You get some cards that I haven't opened up. But yeah, very cool game. But there y'all have it, man. That is my top 3 of row 15. Number 3, Ratchet and Clank. Number 2, Remnant 2. Number 3, number 2, number 1 is Resident Evil Village. Yeah, man, I mean, those games just did different things for me, right? So Ratchet and Clank is the first Ratchet and Clank game that I beat, which it's really amazing. Remnant 2 is the first game that not the first game, but it came in a time where I'm very social with gaming. And then of course Resident Evil Village, which introduced me basically to the whole Resident Evil IP as games that I can play. And when I mean all I did was play Resident Evil when I played this game, that's all I did, bro. As soon as I beat this one, I went back and beat 7. I went back and beat 2. I went back and beat 3. And then there you had it. Resident Evil 4 actually came out. Went back and beat that. I went back and beat Resident Evil 5 with Nelson Gaming Culture. And then I started playing Resident Evil 6 by myself. But I can already tell that game is not like a normal Resident Evil game. But there y'all have it, man. Let me know which one of these games or which 3 of these games would be your pick for Row 15. Thank you so much for being here, man. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next one. Keep it gaming.